Hello and welcome to The Novelist. I'm joined by Mr. Matt Lees. We're going to take a look at something that I'm not sure if you can really describe as a game, but more of an interactive story.
Oh, it's lovely. The music is very relaxed and we're floating around through a house.
So we're playing...
I feel like I've taken a large quantity of cowpole and I'm just drifting in and out
I like
of the
that.
ether.
That's your choice of drugs there. That's good.
Close your eyes.
So
Imagine you are a whale.
A whale.
Sorry, I'm disrupting you. Go ahead.
I'm trying to get a sentence out here, Matt. So we're playing as a kind of a presence or some kind of spirit that...
A ghost whale.
That, not of a whale, that gets to help influence a family's decisions.
Right,
Okay? So that's one of our key powers. Invisible, ghost-like spirit. Our other power is the ability to possess light fixtures around
That's
the house.
cool. And
interesting combination.
Possessing light fixtures. You know, I've always dreamed of being able to possess light fixtures.
No other items. Washing machine, off bounds. Fridge.
Mate,
no.
blink behind her and stab her.
No, it's not that kind of game.
Is it not Dishonored?
Although actually, you can do something along those lines. If you get real close and press space, you can go into her memories. So this is a game about a family of 3 people who have come to this kind of retreat to get away from the stresses of the city life. You can understand that, Matt, surely.
Sure, yeah.
And not everything's going quite to plan. The game's called The Novelist after this chap here who is trying to write a novel but struggling.
He's not going to get anywhere with a moustache like that.
Whoa, I think that's quite a cool moustache.
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. When's this set? Is this set in the 70s?
I think it is.
I think it is, okay.
Judging by this television.
Yeah, that makes more sense then, because I mean,
So
like, that
you're okay
moustache
with the
is
moustache,
kind
though?
of back now in a kind of post-ironic way, but I'm not sure I wholly appreciate it.
However, as you discover, as you kind of explore the house...
Go back into the house, I like the music better.
Okay, we will have to come back into her memories
Okay.
at a later point.
But for now, let's relax.
So, yeah, the novelist is struggling to write his novel. May want to consider a change of profession. That's actually something you could probably make him do with the right actions. His wife is worried about their marriage that's falling apart, and their child is struggling. He's getting bullied at school, and he's
having a bad time.
Yeah, so everything's going. Nothing's quite right at the moment.
Sure.
And you have the ability to make their lives better, but not all of them. You basically, the game is split into weeks. You get to see this family's life progress over a few months.
Well, they get to like have a holiday for months.
Yeah, well, they've hired this
Lucky
place out.
bastards.
Well, not really.
Okay.
And yeah, you get to help and shape their decisions, but not all of them. Like I said, you could maybe perhaps help the son get over his social problems, but in doing so, the family has to make some kind of compromise. And
Yeah, I mean, I've read a lot
apart.
about this game actually, and it does seem like it's about compromise. And it's quite a grown-up game in that regard, I think, because compromise isn't something that if you're young, you might not be that familiar with yet.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. No, you get to a point where you realise you can't do everything you want in life, and often by doing one thing, you have to neglect something else. Like, you know, personally, like I've spent the last 5 years trying to create lots of things, but that means I haven't got many friends because I spend all my time making things, which is fine. But that's just the decision I've made.
Yeah, I think even I'm neither married nor have a young child, Matt, but I can understand.
As soon as I have children,
decisions.
I'm boned.
Okay,
I'll never do anything ever again. But yeah, I think it's an interesting idea, basically, this idea of work or family, really. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, definitely. And the marriage as well. So there's these kind of 3 different things all going on, and you have to try and decide. And the way you kind of get an idea of what each character's thinking is by walking around and either reading notes that they've left or going into their memories and kind of seeing things that have happened recently. And this note pretty much says that he's been having writer's block, something he hasn't struggled with in a long time. And so his objective, his priority at the moment is to get through that. And you kind of, as you explore the house and find different things, and to be honest, this does become a little bit of the, let's find the 3 key objectives for this character, let's find the key items for this one, which is a shame in some respects, but it's the way they've chosen to tell it.
So where do the whales come into it then?
There is actually a significant lack of whales in this game.
I was going to say,
you never leave the house.
Kind of feels like there aren't any whales in it.
Yeah, sorry about that. Did I sell this game to you?
No, I just kind of, I like it.
So yeah, here hidden behind, what do you call that?
Because Dishonored had Bertie.
Mirror?
You know?
Yes,
and this is quite a lot like...
It's nothing like Dishonored.
Quite a lot like Dishonored. I mean, you can do the whole teleport stab thing.
Well, you stab them in the mind.
Have you got a flintlock pistol?
No, sorry.
Grenades that tear people to shreds?
You don't really have any hands, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which makes it difficult. But anyway, behind this, what do you call it?
A dresser.
A dresser, right? Behind the dresser, you find
Sort of. It's a desk dresser.
a notepad that the writer's left, and basically it gives some of his ideas that he's forgotten about that you could remind him to go and find. However, to do that, you won't be able to pick the wife's option, which is good lord.
Yeah, because I've heard it's got this really, really simple stealth mechanic in it,
Yep.
where you can't be seen. But
to be honest, I was meant to say this at the beginning. It's a game in some respects, but the game elements of it are the least
I mean,
fun
it sounds like
parts.
there's an option to switch off the stealth stuff.
Yes, and I definitely would. I just wanted to show it how it works in this video.
Sure.
As you can see, it's very simple, and it's all about just switching between these light fixtures. And to be honest, it just ends up meaning that it takes a little bit longer to find these key items throughout the house.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's kind of it's a bit of an odd one, this, really, because I like the look of it, and it's basically a bit of interactive fiction.
Yeah.
But it's quite interesting that they haven't felt confident enough to allow it to be that, and they've kind of tried to put a bit of a very, very simple stealth game into it that perhaps didn't need to be there.
Exactly, and I need that when you first play it, it does kind of suggest that's the first option you have, and it's almost like it wants players to do that. But I honestly think it's
better just to
it's a better experience
dish it off,
if you just go through it. And the game's about making these difficult decisions, figuring out what's going on.
So that's the game, yeah.
Yes, not the really basic stealth and jumping into light fixtures, which is amusing at first. But there we are. Yeah, so Linda, the wife, is basically saying they've moved out here and the marriage is on the rocks.
Sure.
She's worried about the kids, so her priorities are different than the husband.
She's talking over you. Get out of it. Get her out of it.
There we are. So you can see in the bottom left it says how many clues we found. And
so really it's just you find the three things, then you make a choice.
Yes, however, if you find everyone's clues, you get to make a compromise. So that means you don't get to pick a second option, but you get to pick it in some respect. So say if I didn't pick his notepad for the writer's block, I might be able to do some kind of compromise that helps him with his struggle, but not quite as much.
Not quite,
So
right.
it gives you two ways to try and help the family, and it's a game in that respect that it makes you want to get all of the clues every single time. Because you end up feeling absolutely terrible. If you disappoint this kid, you feel like a dick, quite rightly.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Look at him. He's sad that his dad's working and his dad's stressed.
Yeah,
I can't disappoint that guy.
Tough one.
But if I don't disappoint him, then his mum and dad might break up and they might lose their jobs. And so, what the hell do you do? How do you even come close to making that decision?
It is interesting. I mean, obviously, this is like it's different, but it has interesting similarities with Gone Home, which came out recently.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas I kind of feel like, obviously, with this, you have a hand in shaping it to a degree.
Yes.
Whereas it's obviously even really similar things. Like the dad in Gone Home is obviously a writer who's struggling, and I love that story. I think that was my favourite story in it. Was because obviously Gone Home, everyone talks about the main story. I'm not going to spoil it, but everyone really, that's the most effective and immediate kind of thing. But the story of the father, who's like a writer who's basically now writing about hi-fis for years and clearly just hates it. Was I found personally like really kind of impactful of being like.
And I'm sure there are a lot of people that will be able to relate to this story. I mean, one of the guys in our office has just had a young kid and is going to have to like balance these kind of ideas. Like I'm sure to certain people it will really resonate, and it's probably worth checking out in that respect.
Yeah.
If you see the name The Novelist and you think, that sounds a bit wanky.
Well, I guess it's going to put people off, basically, because of the name, but that's fair enough, because generally speaking.
Look how sad he is.
Yeah, the kids don't draw like that, though. It's far too neat.
Oh, God. Oh, he's going to see me. It's fine. Is
it game over if they spot you?
No, it basically means you can't pick their objective.
Really?
But it's really hard. I never got spotted. I've completed the game. And
I've heard it's really, really easy to not get spotted.
And never once got spotted. So I wouldn't. That's why I don't think the stealth mechanic's really worth
persevering with.
But yeah, it's an interesting game. I found it really difficult to make those decisions. And really interesting to put myself in that mind set, I guess. But the ending itself did feel a little bit too perfect. Everything went all right at the end, and that seemed to contrast with all these horrible things I've been having to decide up until that point.
I must admit, that's the one thing that puts me off. I've heard that it's sort of after a game about choice and consequence and compromise, it's maybe a bit too neat in terms of how it wraps it all up. And I did enjoy it. Again, Gone Home did that well in the fact that it had a kind of quite an uplifting ending, but it didn't kind of wrap up everything. You still had a lot of the clear problems that were going on in the household still remained. But yeah, it's an interesting little game. It's, interactive fiction again. It's interesting. I think it's not for everyone, obviously, but I personally think it's a nice change of pace.
Yeah,
from when I'm not poning nubs on the Dota 2 interwebs.
Very
I like
well.
to just chill out with a small glass of tea and look at some whales.
There's no whales in this game, Matt.
Well, there's definitely some
There was
whales,
never any
mate.
whales.
You just haven't unlocked them
There's
yet.
light fixtures.
It's an unlockable character. You've just got to...
It's not true.
You've got to
You're
completely-
lying at this stage.
No, you just haven't done it yet. You should see it. It's bigger than the house. It's amazing. It's really good. Best thing in this game.
Well, okay then.
Right.
With that glowing recommendation, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Whales.
Whales.
Bye.
Bye.